Can you confirm? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, so okay, thank you. So I'm starting now. So l- day before yesterday till now we completed this join query. So we complete this till join we completed. So we have a join of two tables. If you have two tables and if you want to join to do some operations, like we have a department table, another is a student table. So a student want to connect with the department, or a student want to connect with this library, or a student want to connect with this different departments. So we have a multiple tables will be there. Through that, if I want to communicate or to do some operations through the database, then we have a join query. So join we have two types, three types mainly: inner join, outer join, and then full join. One of is the self join also there. So inner joins will be check the only similar conditions. If both tables have same data will be there, like similar data, then only we will fetch. Left outer join means similar data plus left side of one's first table, left side of tables. Like if you have a student table as a left table and department table is a right table, then all the student tables will come. Like that same we have a right, and full we have a, all the datas will come. And self will use a, in the single table they will try to validate that. Till now we covered this one. Now we will go for the union. So there was some network issue was there in that time, day before yesterday. So I think union having some issues, then after that session was closed automatically. So I'll complete from here onwards. So union is used to combine combine this to select a statement. Suppose if you are doing some operation, select a star from employee or select column name from one table, and other table also have some operations. So you want to fetch the details, select columns name from table second. So in that case, if you want to do the addition of both tables, then we will get a union. So unions will fetch all the details. So in that case we will use unions. Another is union all. So union all only distinct value by default will be there in union. So if you have put it union all, then all the duplicate value also will be printed from table 1 and table 2. But in union by default distinct value will come. So union is a operators which is used to combine two tables. So suppose we have a, this is a customer table first one, and this is a supplier table. So supplier have supplier ID, supplier name, supplier contact name, address, cities and all. And contact all customer have also customer ID, customer name, and contact name and address. So if you want to add these two tables, so we will use union here. So union means select CT, like we are putting some columns name. If you want, you can add all these columns with the stars, but if you have proper columns, if you want, then we have a select CT from tables, mention the table's column name and then from table. Union select CT from the supplier. So CT is the common for both table, as a supplier table also and customer table also, right? So if you are putting this one, you want to fetch all the city from the customer and supplier, order by cities. Order means it will take a ascending order by default. If you want descending, then you have to mention descending. So order by means all the cities will come from both tables, and order should be ascending order. So once you see this, so all the cities will come. Like if you have requirement to fetch the details from the two tables, from the particular columns and all, then we have this unions to communicate and get the unique details. See, all the cities is coming from both table, not from one tables, both tables. And order is ascending order, will be alphabetical will be there. A B C D related cities will be A for first, B for second, C for like this.
In one question, in both table we not need any common value. They are not related each other, right?
Sorry, in both table.
Both tables, some
Yeah.
both table, any both table we need anything like similar something, or how we knows that they are related each other?
No, because both
Because
having
I
cities, right? Cities column is there. Customer also have cities. and add supplier also have cities, and here we are writing the query select CT from customer table and select CT from supplier table. If both table having same column, then only we will able to fetch the detail. If you don't have any, then if you are doing a star, so suppose if you will do a star, then all the columns will be there, like customer ID tables, then supplier ID table, customer name, supplier name, and these all are common. Then this will be added. These all are contact name, and contact name is same column, so this will be added. Address name is same color, this will be added. If different, then the columns will be created.
Hmm. Okay.
And if you have same columns, then whatever the duplicate will be there automatically will remove by using union. And if you are using union all, means all the duplicate value also will be there. So this is the union, this is the union. So here 94 record is coming, right? All the unique record is coming. But same query, if you are using from union all, select CT from the customer, union all, select CT from the supplier, order by CT. If you run this query, then you will get more than of 91 record. See, 120 is there. Why? Because of some duplicates also there in this. In these cities we have multiple duplicate data is there inside this, so we are fetching that. So this is the union, it's the operators. And then we have a group by. So what is group by? Group by is a SQL group by statement is there. So if you want to print based on the group by uh, tables name or group by department and all, then that will be used. This, suppose, see, this group by statement is a row that have a same value into the summary table groups, like this. Find the number of customer. If you have a customers, inside this customer table we have a number of customers, we have some columns, or customers name have some columns and all. If you want to find that based on the group, like some department group is there, some IT group is there, some CS group is there, some others group. So if you want to categorize based on the group, then we have a group by statement is there. You have to mention the group by. So in this, how we can aggregate this multiple functions. Count will be used to all the counts, like count the numbers, how many are there. Min is used for the minimum, max is used for maximum, sum is used for the addition, average is used for average of both, whatever the numbers divide by the total numbers. So we already seen these all functions before. Now we will see the group by syntax. So group by syntax, we have select the column name, or if you want a star you can make it as a star also. Select the column name, form table name, where some condition, and then group by. So group by, we can use multiples group also, group by, order wise and all. Like we are using here group by and then order by. So this orders by will be used ascending descending order, and group by will be categorized based on the groups. So see here we have a tables, customer tables. So this customer table have these things, right? Now if we want to fetch the query from the group by, so what we have mentioned here, select customer ID. This is a column name, but we can use here multiple function. What type of functions we can use? Either count, max, mean, average, sum, or any other functions also we can use in this columns name while we are adding the column. So I want a count of this customer ID. So what functions we have to use? Count. Select count customer ID and comma country. So we have multiple columns, like by, if you have multiple column, then you have to separate comma, then country second column, that's it, country. This is country, right? Last one. So this country means we need a two columns from this, which table? Customer table. And group by means country, means country, like suppose if you have Indian, so we have a multiples group by is there, Germany, Mexico, and all are there. So in this country we have different type of country name will be there, but we need to group by. If Indian will be there, so all the Indians will be counted in this based on the customer ID. If I have Germany and others will be there, so group by that, and we have to count the customer ID for that. So, so if you see here, see this, we need to count, right? How many customer ID is there? So based on grouping, so we are grouping this country level, like country. So we have a India, we have a Belgium, Brazil, Canada, and also total Canada record is 3. So we have 3 record. For this France we have 11, Italy we have 3, Mexico we have 5. So for that purpose, if you want, then we can use a group by. So like if you want to fetch the all the promo code which is related for 2 days, how many promo code is applicable, then group by the days we can add, group by this country based, how many country has used the promo code. So group by the country we can count the promo code which is allowed or has used today, and how many offer has been redeemed by the customer. In that cases we will use by the group by, and which department has used, either CS department, IT department, or some other department. So that group by, we have a department we can use. So that based on the columns, whatever the columns has defined, that we can use the group by here. So if you are using group by, then see multiple queries also we can put group by, and then if you make it as a orders, so these orders we are doing count, right? Count the customer, but this count is not an ascending order. This count is not in ascending order if you see here. So if you want this count also should be ascending order, then how you can make it? Here we have a count, right? So order by you have to put order by, and this count as a customer ID should be ascending or descending order. If you want a descending, then DESC will be the descending, and ascending ASC or AESC. Anything is fine. Or if you are not putting, by default SQL will take as a ascending order also. Depends on the requirement, we can use this type of query on this real time of project. And having is there, having is also look like same where, but if you are using group by and you want to put some condition, in that case we can use, instead of where, we can use having clause. So having clause was added in SQL because of where keyword cannot be used in aggregate function. So that's why we are using having clause. So where clause is used to check the conditions, but if you are using group by, and after that if you want to put some condition, then you have a having condition. Having is a clause that we can use. That also, this is also checking a conditions, but this will be applicable after group by. And where is also checking the condition, this is applicable, select from table where some conditions if you want, then you have to use this where clause. So this is the syntax: select column name from table name, where conditions, group by, we need to mention some column name, and having some condition we are putting, and then order by the column name, which column you want to fetch the order details based on the ascending or descending. So this is the customer details. We have a multiple columns are there: customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, cities, postal code, and country is there, right? Now we are fetching this detail through the group by and having clause. So this is the query, like select count, the same query, customer ID we need to count, and country also, customer ID and country from the customer table, group by country, like how many country is there and how many customer ID for the particular country. So based on the group by grouping, we are country, we are grouping, and we are counting the customer ID. Now we have having clause, like having clause means some conditions we are putting here. Having count, so this count of customer ID greater than 5, that only I want to show, not less than 5. So in this case, all the greater than 5 customer ID count based on the groupings, that will be printed here. See, all are related for 5 only, greater than 5, not less than 5. So in that cases we are using having clause. See here, group select count, customer ID, country from the customer table, group by country, having count customer ID greater than 5, and then we are putting order by count, this count, whatever the count we have, this count as a customer ID should be descending order. If you run, then all the customer ID will be descending order. See here, descending order means higher will be come first, then after that lower, then if similar will be there, then that uh, will be decide from this alphanumeric of the country based, alphabetical of the country based, and then the 9, then 7. From higher to lower will be the descending, ascending will have from lower to higher. So these all mostly we are using while you work on any project, and if you have a multiple business operations to perform or communicate from one API to other API and all. So this is the main query which I have to use, like syntax, where clause, order by, and or, insert into, null value, update, delete, insert, and then up, min max, count, sum, average, wildcard, like, in between, alias, join, and inner join, outer join, left outer join, right outer join, full outer join, then group by, having, union, and this. So mostly we are using these things in this SQL. If you have understand this all query, then easily you can write any query and to do the operations from this backend to Java and Java to UI. Now question is like in database, how you will create a database. So this is my multiple microservice, right? So we have a slot microservice, like slot application is there. We have a affiliate application is there. We have a promo application is there. Product service application is there. Pricing service application is there. Payment service application is there. Order service application is there. Configuration service application is there. Card service application is there. So these all are the applications. So for that, all the applications should have a different database. So how you will create a database first? So first we have to create a database, because inside this database we have to create some table. So if you created the database, how you will delete the database, suppose if required, or how you will take a backup from the database, and if you have created the tables, how you will update the tables if required. Some columns need to be added, like promo code expiration date you have to add, or how many users has count daily basis, this promo code, that columns if you want to add. Then how you will update the tables, how you will drop the tables, means delete the table, how you will modify the table, what is constraint, when to use constraint. So these things we have to discuss now. This is from the database part, which we have seen before. These all are the SQL part. So SQL syntax, query, and all. Now we have to check first. Once if you want to use the database, first you have to create a database first, then you have to add the columns, you have to create a tables, then inside this table you have to add this columns, and then you have to insert the data, delete the data, update the data, and all. So this is the way which you have to create a database. Database is just a way where we have to insert the record, either row or column form. If you have relational database, if you have no SQL database, then some document based form or JSON form you can add. So how we will create? Just create is the options, like a create and database. So we will, means we understand create database and database name, whatever the database name. Suppose for this case we have to use card service, then we have to mention card service database name. If you say here application dot property is there, so in this application dot property, see this is the card service, right? So the database name is some enum cards is there, right? So this is, here we are using MongoDB. So for that purpose we have a MongoDB, but database name is card, right? So this is the card. Like that we have to create a database. So how we will create? Mention data, create database and database name. So here we have to mention card service, order service, payment service, or something. It means database will be created, or test DB, anything. So database has been created. Now if you want to delete the database, then we have a drop table is there. drop, sorry, not table, drop database and the database name, whatever the database you created or you want to delete. Then if database is available, then you can delete this database. So there are three ways are there to delete: drop, truncate and delete. So delete is a, so difference is delete is used to delete the particular record. If you have a table, in that particular one record will be deleted, and drop will delete all the stable structures and everything will be deleted, like tables structures, columns name and all will be deleted by using drop. And truncate means table structure should be there but all the records will be deleted. So based on this requirement, we can use this delete, drop, truncate, create and backup. So if you have some database is there and something happen, or if you want to migrate this database from the different NoSQLs or different SQLs, then how you will, first you have to take the backup for this particular database. So suppose something will happen or crash this record, then how you will face this. So for that cases we have a backup. So backup is a statement that is used for the SQL to create a full backup of existing database, just for this reference purpose or future purpose. If you want, you can take a reference. So backup, how you will backup? We have a backup database and then database name. So whatever the database you created and where to backup, to disk. So disk path you have to mention. To hard disk path you have to mention. To memory card, the memory card you have to mention, like that path will be there. So this is the way we have to add this, and backup extension is by default BAK will be there. It means database backup is happening here. So this is from the database. Now the question is, if I want to create a table, so database is there as a card service. So card service database is created. Now in card service I want to create a tables. So suppose you have to create a tables, then directly we have this syntax we already discussed: create table, table name. So these all are the columns you have to define whatever the tables you want. Either see here in this card service, what are the tables you have to you want, depends on the requirement. For this purpose we have to open this card service, and here we have a DTO. So in this DTO, so this is the cart request, right? So once you open this file, so this cart request, so these all are the tables will be there. If I want to create a cart service, then we have a store ID, right? A store ID, service type, the delivery type, order ID should be there in this. Cart source will be there, create data date will be there, update date will be there. So when you have created a cart date, when you updated this cart item list, so these all are the fields are there which I have to add in the columns. If you want to use a cart service database, and in that cart service you have to create a tables, cart service table name or something. In this cart service we'll have a multiple tables with the different requirement. So we have to create a tables and then mention the columns name and what type of columns you want and what will be the database data type. So this data type depends on this whatever you have integer, we have put it here. So order ID as an integer, then in that database also you have to make as an integer. Source, card source as a string, then you have to put that as string. Create date is a date type, then you have to put that is a date type there. A store type, services type is a string, then you have to put as a string here, like this. So column name, column 2, column 3, whatever the columns name you have, that you have to add here, and then data type, either a string, integer, float, date. So that we have to mention, and we have to create a database. So see this is the examples which I have created. A person is the table, some person, my services is there, backend Java services. For that person is the table. Now I want to create a tables. So person name as a table we created, and this is the structures. Person ID will be there, last name, first name, address and then city. So ID as a varchar, first name is a varchar, and first person ID as an integer, address as a varchar, and then this is the size of 255, and city is a varchar. So like that tables will create, one tables will be created. In that 1 2 3 4 5 columns will be there. So see, this is the tables, empty tables is there. If you created like this, means empty tables will be created. Now if you want to drop these tables, then these tables will be dropped, whole tables will be dropped, everything. If you want to delete these tables, so inside if any records will be there from this row, so that row will be deleted, whatever the row based on the delete conditions you are putting. If you want to truncate these tables, so this table structures will be the same, whatever is there, and whatever the record inside that, all the records will be deleted. But here the requirement, we need to drop the table. So if you drop this table, so just mention drop table name and table name. So table name is person, then we have to drop. Here we have some different tables name. Table name is cpus, then that we have to delete, drop this. If you want to truncate, then same truncate table name, table name. So whatever the table name, you have to truncate that. Now some requirement will be there. Suppose this is my card service. In this card service, something I have to add. Like instead of update card, we need to add some more field, more columns, one more column, because client says update card based on customer ID or something. Many things will be there. Update card in futures or something update will be there, or any other fields will be there. If you want to update here, or if you are adding some fields in the Java, the same way we have to add in this tables also. Then only this communications will happen from the database to Java. So in that case, what we have, columns is already there, tables is, database is there. In this database, table has created, and in these tables we have a multiples column is there, but some requirement is there from the customer. For that purpose we need to add a column. So how you will do? You have to alter the table. Alter means modification the table, modify the table of existing table. So alter table name, alter table name, and whatever the columns you want to add, that mention the column name and data type, either a string type, integer type, float type, date type, or anything. So here we have to customer table. So this customer table we need to add email field as a varchar. So we have put it alter table customer add email field as a varchar. The same way, if you want to drop, delete, truncate, that will be happen in this table level also. Now we have a constant. So this is also very important topic. So when to use constant, what is constant? Constant is used to specify rules of the database in a table. So we have a multiples type of constant is there while we are going to do some specific task like a create, update, alter, modify and all. In that cases we have a constant, so that we can add based on the data type. While we are creating a data type, there we can put the constant. So that constant, these all are the constant are there. Like if you have ID, if you created a store ID, so create table name, and then in that columns is a store ID, right? So a store ID as a integer type, right? So integer type, but you have to mention some constant, not null, or integer type ID should be unique, employee ID should be unique, promo code should be unique, or primary key, foreign key, check, default. So these all are the constant are there that we can add in this columns. So if you have added some data type, so this is employee ID as a integer type, and here if you have mentioned some constant, so what type of constant is there? This all. So not null means this should be not null. If you make it as a unique, means this column should be unique. If you make it as a primary key, means this constant should be primary key. This data type should be primary key, like this. So these all are the constant which we used while we are creating a table. So suppose this is the example. We have a create table person. So person table we are creating, and inside that we have added some columns, ID, int, last name varchar, first name varchar, email int. But here we put it not null, means ID always should be some value, last name always should be some value, first name always should be some value, but age is not required, either value is there or not, that is not. So these all are the constant we can add. If you want to do some operations or some validation, then we can add the constant. So we have a 5 to 6 type of constant are there: not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, and others. So we will discuss not null, we completed. Now this is the unique constant. If you put it as a unique, so unique constant ensure all this value or column are different, not duplicate. All should be unique value. So here if you put it as a id as a not null, means something will be there, not null, something will be there, and that will be, that id should be unique. Nowhere will have a duplicate for this id. So we have to put as a unique also. So see this examples. Here we have a create a constant UC person unique ID and last name, something ID and last name should be unique. So you have to put this unique. Now the question is, what is primary key and foreign key? So I already discussed two tables. So two tables, if you have to communicate, first table should have a primary key, and second table, whatever the primary key from the first table, that will be from this second table as a secondary key. So how this primary key constant uniquely identify each record in the table. Primary key is a key which is from coming from the constant which define uniquely identified each record in the table. So see, this is a primary key, like where we have created a table as a person id, last name, first name, age, and here we have, if you define primary key is a id, means this columns is a id which is primary key, means unique is there. This primary key define this primary key must contain unique value. So primary key must contain unique value and cannot have null. So null is not applicable for this primary key, and it should be unique value, and it will be defined uniquely, like this id have a unique. So for that cases, for this person table we have a unique primary key, and which key is there? id, person id is the unique key, and primary key is there. Now if you want to access this table to other table, so what will be the way we can communicate? Based on the primary key only. So this is the primary key as a id, so this id is a primary key. Based on the primary key we will communicate from this second table. So see, you will see alter table add. So if you see here, we are adding this primary key as a id from this person table. If you have not added any table, then we can add a constant, primary key, and all also. So while we are altering, we can add this. And what is the foreign key? So foreign key constant is used to prevent actions that would destroy link between the tables. So foreign key is a field or collection field in one tables that refer the primary key in other table. So giving these examples, see we have a two tables are there, like this is a person, this is a person table which have person id, last name, first name, age, and this is the order table which have order id and order numbers, and then person id. So see, this person table have person id as a primary key. So if we have to put this, so suppose this person table we put it person id as a primary key. Now we have a order table. Order table also have order id as a primary key. But the question is, if I want to communicate from person table and order table, how many persons, which persons have what type of order has initiated. So if this, in this case, if I want to communicate, how we will communicate, what way we can communicate. So this person id I have to use here also in this order table. So person id is a primary key here in this person table, so that will make as a foreign key in this order table, because primary key is already there. So whatever the for primary key is there in the person table, that will be behave in this foreign key here. So see, this table with the foreign key is called a child table, and the table with the primary key is called a reference table or parent table. So we seen in Java like a child and parent concept, right? Look like this foreign and primary key will work in this way. So this way, suppose this is the foreign key. So see here. So we have order table, right? This is the order table. Order ID, order number, and person ID is there. So person ID is a integer type, and this is a primary key is a order ID. So primary key, this order ID is a primary key, and this person ID which I have created, that will be behave as a foreign key, and reference is person ID. Check and default is there. So check is used to check the conditional some limits and all. So this is also a constant, like if you want to check the age is greater than, less than, equal to and all. So for that purpose we are using check conditions. So this is also constant, and one is default. So this default constant is used set as default value for the column. So if you have like this one, default will be there, then whatever the default value from the varchar ct, that will be added, default value. Now the question is like this is one more thing is index. What is index and what is view? So index, mostly if you want to categorize this uh, table structures based on this category, you have to define. So see here, this is a category, this is the SQL topic. So for this SQL topic we have categorized, one is SQL tutorials, another is SQL database. Inside that multiple subcategories are there. We have an index, we have reference and all like this. So these all are directly, if we will click on the particular modules or particular topics, that will come directly. So for that purpose we are creating index. So create index, index name just is a syntax. So index name, so that it will be faster to retrieve the data. Index are used to retrieve the data from the database quickly. So other than this, users can not see this index, they just have to see the speediness of search and query. So if you have created an index inside this database, so it means that topics and all subtopics has been categorized like this, like that way. So directly if you want to fetch particular detail, index will be there, so that will go for the particular SQL database and drop the index, alter the index constant and all like that. So that purpose mostly we are using index. So how you will create index? Just create index name. So if you put it this index name, means index will be created from which, on table and the column name details you have to mention. If you have created table index, so which table, whatever the tables on table you have to put, and all the columns. So like that we can create an index, just we have. And others is view. So we have a database, like, so see, these are the database are there. So these all are the database for the different microservice I told. So these all are the microservices for that have separate databases there. So now question is separate database having some requirement is there. These all are the production database. So our client won't give the permission to update anything here. Only I have to check the database, all this related services, Java services. I want to view the database. For that purpose, how you will do? We have to create a view. So that view we have to create. So easily we can see the database, but we can't do any operation for that, modification operation. Just a minute. So this is the way where we can create a view. How you will create a view? Just create view or view name. Mention create view and view name as the select columns, whatever you want, whatever the permissions you want to give the particular users or for this database, then you have to mention create view name as select these things from the tables, where if you want to put some conditions, then you have to put the condition. So these examples, like here we are creating a view. Select create a view for this Brazil customer as select customer name, contact name, and from the customer table, and where country is Brazil. So this is the conditions, this is the query fetching, and for that we have created a view. So how you created a view? Create view name, this Brazil customer as, and these things we have to. So once Brazil's customer will be there, only they can view this data. They can't anything do, update, modify or anything for that. So like that we have a multiples view we can create for the product table, other table, payment gateway tables or something. So also we can drop the view if you have, if you don't want to like this view or something, if you want, then you can drop delete the view also. So this is the database which I have completed. If you have any doubt, let me know. So like that we have similar, all the database will be there. So this is the basic of SQL, and which is required while we communicate with our UI to Java and Java to database. Then these basic things will be required so that you can understand easily all the queries, all the topics and all the examples we have here. Some real examples is there. They have created some customer, product and department and others, and they have also given some tests, so directly you can view the result also. Run this SQL and view the result. Any doubt you have, or else can we continue this Java 8 features?
Can we do tomorrow the Java 8 features?
Okay, okay, I'll go for this tomorrow. So I request you to all just go through this, all this. Only these all are the main things which have to discuss for this SQL part. Everywhere we seen like we are using SQL, and tomorrow onwards we will complete the Java. So Java we have just basic things are there like all the Java features, because mostly we seen the project whatever is going on, we are using Java 8 features. So this is the Java 8 features. Java 8 features have lambda expression, method reference, functional interface, stream API, stream filters, and default method for each method. This optional. So these all we will use while we create a project. So Java 8, only these topics we have. Apart from this, others is not required like JDBC, type, parameters, interface, parallel, SD, Java, script notations. These all are not required. So only from Java 8 features to optional is required. So tomorrow we will complete this Java 8 features, and then after that we'll go for the tools. So we have a tools like in Java we are using Maven, GitHub, Jenkins, and some database tools, some Java tools, and then some UI tools also we will discuss, GitHub and all. After that that will also take 1 or 2 days just for this overview for these tools, like why we will use and all, how we will create a build, how we will create an image, or where to deploy it, or which cloud and all, that also we will discuss. And after that we will go for the some UI part as a React, and then we will create or we'll go for one project that will be based on the full stack development. So live project, we will run the project, we will see the output, we will do all the operations also.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, then we are disconnecting here and we'll continue tomorrow Java 8 on.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
अच्छा आ गए रे तुम्हारे